I'm Martha Kalishman, and I'm author of Reaching for Answers to Crohn's Disease, and let's get cooking. Today we're going to be making oatmeal muffins, which are gluten-free. This recipe is in the back of the book that's listed as banana bread or muffins. Today we're going to be using applesauce instead of bananas, which works out well too. So let's talk about the ingredients. We have a 1 1/4 cups of oats here, and 1 1/2 cups of oat flour, and we have some spices, a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg and a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, a 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum, which helps the batter stick better together. If you don't have if you're not using wheat that has the gluten in it, it tends to get crumbly. So the xanthan gum takes care of that. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We'll be using a 1/3 cup of oil, and we're going to use an 1/8 to a 1/4 cup of honey, depending on how sweet you want it. And we're also going to be using a cup of applesauce, which will replace using bananas, and also an egg and a cup of water. And we're going to add flaked coconut and chopped pecans to this recipe as well. So let's put everything together. Okay, first we're going to mix the oats with the water, and I'm just going to dump them in the water. And we're just going to let those soak while we mix up the rest of the ingredients. So now we're going to mix the dry ingredients. I'm going to just pour the oat flour and the baking powder and soda, salt and xanthan gum and the spices. And we're just going to stir that up really well. And now we're going to mix the wet ingredients together. We'll pour in the egg, and I'm going to just beat that slightly. And then we're going to pour in the applesauce. And we're going to pour in the oil. Stir that a little bit. An easy way to do the honey is to use the measuring glass that we had the oil in, and I'm just going to measure the honey into this glass, and then because there is still a film of oil there, the honey will just pour out of the glass very easily. So I'm just adding about 1/8 of a cup of that. And then we will just stir it all up. Mix it really well. And now we're going to mix all of the ingredients together. So I'm going to pour the liquid ingredients in with the dry ingredients. And then we're also going to pour in the oats that have been sitting here in the water. And then we're going to just stir it all up together, just mixing it really well. And after we finish mixing it all together, then I'm going to add in the coconut and the pecans. And stir them in really well. And now that it's all mixed up really well, we're going to pour the batter into the muffin tins. Okay, now we're going to put the batter into the muffin tins, and this recipe makes about 18 muffins. So you can pretty much fill the muffin tin up. And these muffin tins have already been greased, and you can just prepare yours however you want to. The oven was preheated to 350 degrees, and we've put the muffins in the oven, and they will bake for 25 minutes. These muffins are now out of the oven, and they are cooling on the rack. And these are great for breakfast or on the go or afternoon snacks, so I hope you'll enjoy them. The good thing about them, especially if you have Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, they just have a small amount of sucrose in them, as there's just a small amount of honey in them. So hope you enjoy. We'll see you next time.